The pandemic has had many effects on teaching for nearly all educators. One positive effect that it has had on my practice is using video communication tools. I still use Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Meets to teach my in-person students.
I'm researching project-based learning with a group of fourth graders. While in our small groups, I give lessons using Microsoft Teams, which is the video communication tool we use in our school district, to really transform their learning experiences. We're all in the same room while I'm giving these lessons. Many times we're often at the same table. I hope to increase their digital citizenship skills and their capacity to navigate and learn with technology. These students are 9 and 10 years old. They can use video communication tools, which isn't too unbelievable after our recent time with virtual learning. So I teach a lesson to smaller whole groups of students, and then I'll have individual students share their screen for instant feedback and support. So I will do some modeling, I'll have my students do some independent practice, and then I meet with them one-on-one and have them share their screens. Some of the apps that we've used together to learn are Padlet, Microsoft Forms. We've learned how to do videos. We've gone through seesaw activities and Nearpod, all while sitting at the same table. Most importantly, teaching in this way, my students are learning and engaging in digital collaboration and practicing skills that may help them with schooling and their future careers. Seesaw is our learning management system we use in my school district, so I send meeting links there for students for easy access. Links can also be sent via email or put on Google Classroom or however you communicate with your students. Please view our Linktree for step-by-step directions for getting started with using video communication with your students.
You all are ready for the next part of your project where you'll be researching answers to the questions that you came up with. But before we do that, we're going to take an opportunity to become better digital citizens. All right? So our objective for the next 2 days is to demonstrate an understanding of the rights and obligations of using and sharing what we call intellectual property. We also call this digital property. So if you see that at the top, point where it says objective at the top of the screen. That's what we're going to be working towards over the next 2 days. So our learning target is right in the center of the screen. With your devices muted, go ahead and whisper read our learning target. And then I'll read it to everyone. We're going to practice good digital citizenship by understanding the importance of citing sources when you use or share what you find on the internet, okay? Why do you think this is important for you to learn? Think about it. And then I would love to hear from a friend. You can stay muted, but just speak really loudly. Izzy, what are your thoughts?
Engineers or hackers. So like this can help us in fluently typing and knowing how to like set things up for like web pages or online.
Okay, so what I'm hearing, it will help us when we're online. Thank you, Izzy. December, I saw your hand as well.
But then it can help you from like
It'll help us with sharing information with other people. Erin or Mira, is there anything you'd like to add on? All right, look at our I can statements and whisper read those. What are the things you'll be able to do by the end of our lesson? So by the end of our lesson, you'll be able to tell why you use and share digital property or intellectual property. You'll see that both words being used. You'll tell why you cite sources and tell why you're a good digital citizen. Okay, so our activities today, we're increasing your independence. So instead of always learning with me and learning on Seesaw, you're going to be learning on a Padlet, which I'll show you in just a second. To demonstrate your learning, you'll complete a Seesaw activity, which I saw some of you looking at just when we were getting started. And then it's your exit ticket. You'll be completing a Microsoft form. And then to prove what you're learning on the Microsoft form, you'll be able to define these words: copyright, the word cite, intellectual property, sometimes you'll see it as digital property, and plagiarism. Can you all say those words with me? Copyright, cite, intellectual property, and plagiarism. So I'm going to give you a look at all of these activities. Here's what I'll actually go right to it. All right, here's your Seesaw activity with everything. You're going to click on that first page and it'll take you to the learning Padlet. You're not doing it right now, you're just watching. Here's what the Padlet looks like. Look right on the screen. You're going to be doing the first 4 columns. You'll do the welcome, the initial thoughts, the introduction, and why should I cite sources. So the directions are right there for you. After you do all of these activities, you're going to go back to the Seesaw activity. Instead of your printed out project guide, your checklist is here on Seesaw today. So we're trying that out. And here are the 2 pages you're going to complete. Why are you a good digital citizen? You're going to take a selfie, put it in the middle, and then you're going to list 2 reasons why you're a good digital citizen. And you're going to match those words we talked about to their definition by sliding the words over, okay? And then your exit ticket is on the last page. You're going to click on that. And then there are just a few questions that you're going to answer for your exit ticket. Does anyone have any questions before we get started? Izzy, what's your question? Understanding the importance of citing sources. And our success criteria, we said, is that you will be able to define these words. So as I say these words, I want you to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you can define it, okay? First word, copyright. Can you define that one? Right? Intellectual or digital property. Plagiarism. And I'll also check your Microsoft form. What I want you to do is choose one of these words and tell me about it. Which word do you want to tell me about?
The last.
Plagiarism. All right. Pull your mask down and tell me what you know about plagiarism.
Something I know about plagiarism is that you have to like put your name on your creation of art, because if you don't, somebody could like take it for themselves or like buy it from offline, and they could be like, look what I made, but it was actually yours. And like you need to make sure that people know that it's yours and not somebody else's.
Great. You kind of touched on all of those words in that one definition of plagiarism. Thank you.
Be sure to visit our link tree to download helpful resources, including a bookmark with more information about learning with video communication and a Microsoft Teams tech tips for students to use.